Jolly Lee Jamil, and this is the day after the announcement, or the night after the announcement of the first black president of the United States. People have already went to sleep, and it's crazy, man. You try to bring up the same information, people will believe in it, but now that history has been made, people don't want to see anything else. Everybody is just back into this. We're going to be saved now, and this, that, and the third. The man still works for another party. I'm gonna try to keep this pretty much surface. I'm not gonna dive deep into all the details, but the man still works for the government. He still has to do the job of a democratic president. He is not the savior of black people. Let's get that straight right now. I know we all been hoping for this for a long time, but this is not the time to forget what our job is as people. We still have to deal with our own lives. We still have to make sure that this collective media stops beating us down as a people. Okay? To the other side, white people and everybody else who want to change, well, change is not just a face. It's just not a switch from one side to the other. This goes to everybody. You get the same thing. You get the same, you get a different side of the same coin. Instead of a Republican, you have a Democrat this time around. Regardless of what his face is, regardless of what words he's using, he's still a Democrat. Democrats will still do the same thing as Republicans. There are really no differences. Democrats will build up the government in their 4 to 8 years, while Republicans will start siphoning off what they want in their 4 to 8 years. I'm not in no way taken from this moment, but at the same time, this moment is very tainted. I know you may look at it like, oh, he's doing, saying this is irresponsible for what he's saying, and how's it irresponsible for one person's opinion to be completely different from everybody else's? A lot of people aren't going to like my opinions, and I'm not going to like everybody else's opinions, but I respect you enough to listen to what you have to say and how grateful you are about this thing happening. My only thing is, we have a black president now. Fine. Hooray. We got a man who looks like many of us. And for other people, he's somebody who can be considered very liberal and will do a lot of things for you that Republicans would not do. That being said, when he doesn't do everything for you, which no person is going to do anything for anybody else on a mass scale, regardless of the situation. Let's get that straight. He's not going to help you drastically, regardless if he was doing good or not. He can't. He won't. He's going to do something wide ranging. If it doesn't get to you, it doesn't get to you. The situation is, not he's in office. Well, he will be in office come January 21st, basically. There's some information behind that as well, and we can go further, but I'm not going to go further right now. What are you going to do from this point? You talk about you want change. What change are you going to do in your own life to make sure this happens the way you want it to happen? You want to get certain things, even if there's a Republican or Democrat in office, you still have to do a lot of work on your own to get anywhere. In the 8 years that Bush was in office, I suffered a lot like everybody else. But nearing the end of his term in the last 2 years, I have built myself up to not a great point, but I have something. I worked hard for what I have now. It was a fight. I had to work twice as hard, 3 times, 4, 5, 12 times as hard being a black man. But I got something. But I had to work for it. Change happens when you change it. Okay? Let's start really sobering up right now and rethinking the basic fact that this situation is beyond history. Every time there's a new president in office, there's history. Okay? Every new mayor, every new official in a public place that will be put down in history books as this particular number, this senator in this state or whatever. History is made. What are you going to do tomorrow to make your own history? Think about that. This is Jolly the Jamil. Was enthusiastic the other day, but as it all sinks in, I'm back to the same thinking. We have to do a lot for ourselves. We have a lot we have to deal with. Hopefully, people will take this as something beyond me so-called hating, or whatever you want to call it. Hopefully, you'll take this as a wake-up call to say you still have plenty to do for yourself. Be easy.